Get it back.
What'd you say?
Get it back.
Yeah, I got him back eventually. But Anne was just always, she was my drinking buddy. We would always, no matter how hard or how frustrating or how angry we all got at each other and at everyone else, she kind of taught me how to be a theater professional and know that you can leave that stuff at the stage door and go out and have a drink, and it actually, like, you don't need to talk shop 100% of the time. And that the only way you can actually do this is if you don't talk shop 100% of the time. And she became my drinking buddy.
I guess on the note of drinking buddies, I'll go. I'm bad at maintaining composure, so I apologize. The first show I ever did at Pace was Spring Awakening in Schimmel, and I remember I was very, very shy my freshman year. I never said a word ever, so I'd heard about Anne, of course, and I go for my costume fitting, and I was like, "Hi, Anne, so nice to meet you." She goes, "Okay, look, here's what he wants me to put on you." And she holds up, like, this thing. It was purple and horrible. And I looked at it, and uncharacteristically for me at the time, I was like, "What the fuck?" And she was like, "I like you. Let's find something else that works." I was like, okay, so I'm still kind of scared and kind of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have sworn in front of her. But I found out after not too long that was fine. And every show that I did at Pace from then on, I just really looked forward to my costume fitting. It was always annoying scheduling it, but I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And I would always stay for longer than I needed to and just like make sure I set aside time for that. And I got to know her through doing Pace shows, but I feel that I really got to know her best this summer in Provincetown. We did the Tennessee Williams Festival together. I remember walking into the shop, and she looked at me and she goes, "It is so good to see you," and she meant it. And we worked on my costume together, and I remember the first day that it was completed, I put the whole thing on. It was just this fabulous, like, tight white 1940s dress with a headscarf and this beautiful jewelry, and I walked out, and I remember her looking at me, and she said, "You look better than you've ever looked before." And that's saying something, because you're fucking hot. And I was like, and for some reason, no one has ever made me felt like I looked as good as she did in that moment. And I remember walking out in front of the cast wearing that, and I just, like, everyone said it looked amazing, and I just was like, thank Anne. Like, she works miracles, and the time that I did spend with her in Provincetown was a lot of, like, getting drunk and talking about 40s actresses, and her saying, "Oh, let the boys have their boys, we have booze," like, the best memories of Anne. And for her to say, like, when she was drunk, we were just really complimentary of each other, and she'd say things like, "You are so sassy, you are such a badass, you have nothing to worry about." And, like, having Anne Lamell tell me that I'm a badass feels really good. And I just remember my last memory is I found out that I was cast in These Shining Lives from her, and she told me before the cast list went up. She was like, "Oh, I'm so excited!" And I was like, "What?" She was, "Oh, fuck, they didn't put it up yet, did they?" So I just remember finding out from her and her hugging me and saying, "I can't wait to tell this story. I can't wait to work with you. How hard these women in the show work means so much to me." And she's like, I read the script, and I was really more connected to it than I have been to any script in a long time. And I can't wait to dress you up like my little Decades paper doll. I can't wait to make you look like you're from the 20s. And then we kept talking, and we had a conversation about, like, dildos or something after that. I just remember being so excited to work on that show with her, and that telling that story in that show was largely dedicated to her even before I found out she was sick. And we dedicated all the performances to her. And I think I will dedicate more performances to her from now on, everyone that I do, just because when I think of hard work, I think of Anne kicking my ass and yelling at me for forgetting my French hairpins, She didn't teach me how to sew, but I will never forget my hairpins ever again. Every time I wear them, I think of her, and I just want to carry her spirit of hard work and being a badass in everything I do. I think we all do.